So as the Acting Premier indicated, New South Wales recorded 0 new locally acquired cases in the 24 hours to 8 p.m. last night. There were 7 new cases were acquired overseas and in hotel quarantine, and this brings the total number of cases to 4,776. There were 22,275 tests reported to 8 p.m. last night, which is up on the previous day. But again, we're urging those test numbers to well exceed the 30,000. So that's the challenge I put to you. So we're particularly urging residents of Western, Southwestern Sydney and Wollongong to come forward with even the mildest of symptoms. As the Acting Premier indicated, we need to see those testing levels sustained. And that's because people were at those exposure venues for a number of days. And we need to have those high rates of testing because even if you were exposed, some people will only develop the illness 14 days, up to 14 days since their last exposure. And so we need those testing rates to be maintained at very high levels to give us that assurity we're not missing those undetected chains of transmission. So despite reporting no cases, there have been 2 cases overnight. One, a gentleman in his 40s who visited the BWS Berala on the 24th of December, and another case, a female in her 40s who also has some association with the BWS and the Woolworths at Berala, but those investigations are ongoing. And can I thank those individuals for coming forward for testing and also for their cooperation with the investigations. So just to summarise, the Berala cluster originated from returning overseas travellers, and then there was a healthcare worker, person who was involved in the transfer of those patients, and then that person passed it on unknowingly to a close contact, and that close contact went to the BWS. Can I just stress that at the time where the person entered the BWS, they had no symptoms and no reason at all to think they had COVID infection. And it really is important that we all bring that to mind, that any time we're out and about, someone could have COVID, and that's why we need those universal precautions of keeping that physical distancing and the mask wearing, particularly in those indoor settings. But we are asking the cooperation of people, anyone who attended the BWS or Woolworths in Berala Shopping Centre on Sunday the 20th of December between 12:30 to 2 p.m. are being urged to get tested immediately and self-isolate until a negative test result is received. Now that is a long time since that period, but what we want to do is pick up any people that may have been transmitted, then to assist us in blocking any further chains of transmission. It is critical that anyone who attended the BWS store between the 22nd of December and the 31st of December, even for a very short period of time, a few minutes during the times listed on the New South Wales Government website, gets tested and isolates for 14 days, regardless of the result received. We are deeming everyone close contacts. And remember, what we're also advising is that your household contacts should remain isolated until you've got a negative test result. And then from the point that you get tested, you need to effectively have isolated from that household group. If there are difficulties with isolation within households, Health has arrangements in place where we can accommodate close contacts to support people effectively following the public health advice. And anyone who attended Woolworths in Berala Shopping Centre on the 24th of December from 9 p.m. to 9:30 p.m, on the 26th of December from 7 to 7:30 p.m, and the 28th of December from 7:15 to 7:45 p.m, and on the 31st of December from 10 a.m. to 12 noon is asked to immediately test and self-isolate until a negative test result is received, and then for them they need to monitor for symptoms, and if they get symptoms, get retested. But whilst we're talking about people who attended the venue, it is important that anyone in that community, that broader Western Sydney, Southwestern Sydney community, also comes forward. There is a chance that someone has unknowingly passed it on and the direct link to BWS won't be made. So please, everyone in that community, come forward for testing with the most minimum of symptoms. Thank you.